He's got coffee.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another live episode of The Grid. My name is Scott Kelby, and joining me today, we are very honored on The Grid to have an amazing photographer, a very, very cool guy, and he's even British. 10 points extra. Tim Wallace. Tim, welcome.
Great, thank you.
Good to have you here, man.
Yep, pleasure.
We had a great webcast. We had a private members-only webcast today talking about the business photography, and Tim was awesome on that. So thank you for doing that.
Pleasure.
So those of you who don't know Tim, and if you're a Kelby One member, you probably know Tim pretty well because he has a number of classes on Kelby One. But he is he's an automotive photographer, but really now you're a transportation photographer. You shoot all sorts of transport. Airplanes.
I do, yeah. The brand has changed because it was too pinned down to cars.
Yeah, it was just cars. Yeah. But can you show us some cars just for fun?
I can.
Let's take a look. So this is I asked Tim, I said, would you just kind of queue up a few of your car shots so we can see them? So, I love when my name appears like that, right above Tim's work. I'll do that all day. Yes, get ready to bring it up that lower third again. But anyway, here's some of Tim's work here. Oh, look, the screen is like frozen. Oh, there we go. All right.
There you go.
And he took a picture. There's my car right there. Thank you for taking a picture of that.
So
Tim.
yeah. This is pretty recent stuff. This is the new Ligier. It's it shot this in bare carbon fiber coming out of the factory, which is like it's like the biggest nightmare to light ever.
Carbon fiber is bad to light.
Yeah, but I did it, so I learned stuff from it. More Ligier, moving around the track. As you can tell, I'm very motivated by my own work. You know, I tend to do it, and then once it's done, it's done. So,
hey, look at that composite. Can you go back a couple? Right, you're showing a composite because go back one more.
Yep.
Here it is in the studio.
Yep.
And then.
So what's happened there is that I've lit that car specifically to go into there in relation to where the sun's going to be and everything else. So.
That's beautiful. That's a very, very nice composite. Nice shadows and everything.
I know. It's
you
amazing,
can do this for a living, I'm thinking.
I know.
I'm thinking you'll get a gig.
So again,
wow.
Done composite, other car stuff. Gets onto this, which is more dynamic, and then probably what I'm better known for really originally, which is like detail work.
Yeah, your detail work is what made me fall in love with it all.
Yeah. I don't know what... Different people view things in different ways. I think probably my biggest thing is probably lighting, to be honest with you. And I guess I really grew up commercially on lighting reflective objects, which are, a challenge.
The biggest nightmare to shoot. Just say it. It's the biggest
If we're honest, they're a challenge. And there are days when you think, wow, I get paid loads of money for this, but why didn't I shoot food?
Yeah, because food doesn't reflect. And then when it's done, you eat the food, right?
I know, yeah. So...
That's nice. Well, these are beautiful. I just wanted you guys to see a little bit of Tim's work if you weren't familiar with his work. I was following Tim for years before he became a Kelby One instructor, but it was his class. His very first class that you did for us on lighting automobiles was the first time I ever lit an automobile. First time I ever did it. I watched Tim's class, and he laid it out so clearly, and he's like, here's the f-stop, and here's the softbox, and here's what you do, and here's how you angle it, and I was like, I got to try this. And the very first time I did it, it worked. And I was like,
it did.
Wow. I sent you a note. I'm like, Tim, it worked, But no, it was like, you made it so easy and so understandable. So thank you for that. And
you're welcome.
I'm really excited about getting to shoot cars. I don't get to shoot them as much as I'd like to, but every chance I get, I do. And I always go back, and this is true. I told this in the webcast. When I was shooting this one car on location, I was shooting a BMW M6 at this old gas station.
I remember this.
And I took Tim's class with me on my iPad. And I'm sitting there outdoors with the iPad watching his class and going, okay, Brad, move that light a little to the right. Well, no, Tim puts it a little further. And it came out great there. The shot came out great. And I'll go find it later. I have it somewhere on here. But anyway, a couple of real quick things to get into. Today is our blind photo critique show. We have asked our readers to send in photos, and we've got tons and tons of them. And we're going to try to get through as many of them as we can in the hour that we have allotted. Also, want to give some shout outs real quick. Doc is in the house. Dalton's here. Yo, Dalton. I got to meet Dalton. Kathy B. Carl's here. Rose is here. All of our favorite people are here. Fran Hughes. Fran Hughes says, hello, beautiful people. And then she has an ice cream cone spilled on its side. Melanie's here. Hi. It's just good to be here from Long Island. All right, Melanie's one of ours now. We've adopted her. So she won our gallery contest, but we love her.
Okay.
We like her. She's a wonderful artist, but we love her and her husband. They're just great people. So now that we've adopted them now. Cheeky Nando. Cheeky. Oh, I have big news. Can I tell you? So Cheeky Nando. Well, you're from the UK. You know about Cheeky Nando's. Mm-hmm. The chicken place, the Brazilian chicken place. So his name is Fernando, but he has never been to Cheeky Nando's, but he's heard it. And he says, hello, everyone. I was almost late. So I'm going to announce. So we announced my worldwide photo walk. We just announced it. The official day is Saturday, October 7th. So it is the 10th anniversary of my worldwide photo walk. It's sponsored by the awesome folks at Canon, who have given us incredible prizes in so many new categories, including a brand new so many categories, including a new category for under 16 years old. So a lot of people bring their kids to the photo walk, and we have a new category for them. But here's what I want to mention. I'm doing my own photo walk each year. I lead one, in a city. I'm going to be leading mine in Lisbon, Portugal. That's right. I'm going to go hang out with Cheeky Nando. I'm going to Cheeky Nando World. So Fernando we're going to hang out with Fernando. We're going there a few days with some buddies of ours. We're all going to go over. We're going to hang out with Cheeky Nando, and then we're going to do the photo walk on the morning of Saturday, October 7th. So we're very excited. Hope you guys will go and join a walk near you. Just remember, if you go to worldwidephotowalk.com and you type in the name of your city and there isn't a walk there, we don't choose the cities where you walk. Somebody volunteers in each city to lead a walk. So that just means either it hasn't appeared yet, but it will, Most cities will have one. There's mine. That's right there in Lisbon, Portugal. We are going to start at a museum, right? Then we're going to be at the Fado Museum, and then we're going to walk all the way to a Portuguese bakery where we will bake. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll eat baked goods, and Cheeky Nando will be there. So we're very excited about it. It's my first time ever to Portugal, and Cheeky Nando was very helpful in helping me plan the route since I've never been to Portugal. You've been to Portugal.
I have, yeah. Several
Beautiful,
times.
right?
Yeah, great.
Yeah. So
yeah, really nice.
Everybody that went says it's the greatest, and now that I know Nando, I go, Nando, guess what? We're coming to town. All right. Hey, there's Piotr. Piotr's back, and Fran Hughes. Hello, Fran. Alan from Albuquerque's here, and Andy
from Otley.
Andy, all the way from Otley. And he says it is the home of Yorkshire tea.
So he's moved away from the PG and he's now on the Yorkshire.
All right, yeah. Because Tim brought his own tea. He's like, I'm not doing that American crap. I'm not getting like Lipton. Yeah, like, sorry, yeah. He's a tea snob. It's okay. All right, we've got somebody here from Donegal. Geraldine's here from Donegal. Alan's here. Says, evening, Scott Kelby from liquid sunny Wales. All right. Wales is nice. Tony's here from London, Canada. Sorry, that's two different places, Tony. You disqualified. Bob says, great to be live again. And we have Sondra from Norway missing out on an awesome sunset, but it's worth it. The grid, cheese, and wine. Oh, well, we have cups of water. All right. Kamala Hassan, I hope I said that right, is here from Portland. Geraldine says hi from South Africa. Robert's here, says going to the photo walk in Kansas City in October. And John says, I love Tim's work. It's a Tim Wallace image when you look at his work. Great style. What I was saying earlier, I could pick Tim's stuff out. If you go to Google and you type in any word, Tim's work comes up. All right. Hey, some other little quick bits of news. Let's make sure I got my computer connected. All right. Guess what came out like today? The universal L bracket that I was talking about a few weeks ago is now available from Three Leg Things. So this is kind of a groundbreaker because it's $50 for an L bracket. And we know that L brackets have been very, very expensive, but they've made a universal one. I've been using it myself on my 5D Mark IV. And it comes in gray or orange, and they are now available. I believe that they're in stock now, even though it says pre-order, over at like B&H. So I got the word that they're kind of everywhere now. So they are available, and there you go. The QR11 Universal L bracket. Woo! All right. What else was there? There's some other stuff. We have great giveaways. Platypod. I have a Platypod Max. Now this is the Ultra, the little baby one. I've got the Max. We're giving away a Max. A Max. Wait a minute. No, we have an Ultra right there. We're giving away a Max and an Ultra right there. Now, a couple of important things to mention. Number one, so they did this Kickstarter campaign.
I met this guy in Chicago.
He's awesome, isn't he, Larry?
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
Larry's the boss.
Yeah, he is.
We asked him to come back. He's going to come back like in December. Larry's the most awesome, most passionate guy about photography and about the Platypod, of course. They delivered their orders early. Everybody that ordered on Kickstarter, they got their stuff early. They shipped early, so that's awesome. And there was something else that was interesting. B&H has got them. Everybody's got these now. So they're in stock. Go to B&H. Anywhere you want, just go to B&H. Don't go anywhere else. Go to B&H and get your Platypod. Or you can go to Platypod and buy them direct. But they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Rose Karen says, Tim Wallace, I've just been on his Instagram page. Inspiring me, that's for sure. Dude, the gram. I'm sorry? You have something you want to show me? Is that it? Is that in stock? It's $39. Oh, there's only one left in stock. There's only one left in stock. Order now. Geez, there's one left?
There's 8 left, actually.
There's one left.
Oh, there is.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. There's only one left. Ding, too late. Okay. All right, so also we're giving away, ready for this? Moose Peterson's new book, Take Off, right here. Moose Peterson's book. It is on press as we speak. Have you seen Moose's book?
I have.
Absolutely stunning. Really, seriously, this is an amazing book. I'm not just saying that because we produced it. We did produce it, so that's a disclaimer. But as we've been looking through it, everyone that's looked through it is just unbelievable. Anyway, it's called Take Off. It's featuring Moose's techniques from top to bottom, from shooting air shows, shooting air to air, shooting everything. He goes through everything, prop blur, all the different stuff. He covers, it is so, and great stories too. Really, really great stories all the way through. We're going to give away one of those today at the end of the show. So that's important. Also, shout out to Yamaha DX7, my shirt today, Yamaha DX7. Shout out. I used to have one of those back in the day. That was a long time ago. But for those of you, I've gone way back. I'm back. Sorry. For those of you who had a Yamaha DX7 and you know who you are, that's something. Hey, Peter Treadway's here. Dave Williams is here. Guess where those guys will be October 7th? I got a feeling they're going to be with Cheeky Nando. We're part of a Cheeky Nando contingent that we're all going to Lisbon, and we're going to raise the roof. Anyway, hey, Brian Worley's here. Brian, shout out. He says, glad to be leading a walk in Oxford again this year. I think I saw Brian say that it was his 5th year or something leading a walk.
I know Brian.
Do you know Brian? He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I like Brian. I gotta go see him when I go to the UK.
You should.
So my wife and I want to go to the UK. We want to get a bus.
Why?
Because you just what you do. Because we're not driving over there. We want a tour bus. We want to drive around and go see everybody. We're coming to see you, bro.
Okay.
We're going to come in our big bus to your little tiny town. And they're going to go, what's going on?
Manchester's not tiny.
Manchester is very small. I've been to Manchester.
You need 3 hours to drive across.
No, it's huge. It's huge, but we're still coming.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my gosh, there's so many things going on. Anyway, that's basically, we need to take a break because I'm exhausted. Anyway, we're going to talk, we're going to have those giveaways later today. What else? It's break time. When we come back, we're going to look at your images and get rolling on this bad boy. So stick around. Don't go away. Feel the love, be the love, make the love. Tim Wallace is here. We'll be right back. Great.
Howdy, folks. Moose Peterson here at Kelby One with a class I think is just great for you. You could be saying, well, it's about buying camera gear. Kind of is. You could say it's about packing camera gear. Kind of is. You could be saying it's gear for specific tasks, specific storytelling that you need to know about. Because it kind of is. It's all those things and more. I'm going to talk about wildlife photography. I'm going to talk about landscape. I'm going to talk about aviation. I'm going to talk about the gear I use, how I pack it, how I get it on site, and then how I use it for specific photographs once I get there. So I've got it all here in one class just for you. So come and check it out only at kelby1.com.
I'm Dave Cross. I want to tell you a little bit about my new class on layers aimed specifically at beginners. So if you've struggled to really understand what layers are about, this class will identify the key elements you need to know about using layers. Things like how many layers you should have, how to take full advantage of the layers panel, as well as key functions like layer masks, blend modes, layer styles, and more. So if you've struggled to get up to speed with layers, this is the class for you. So make sure to join me here exclusively on Kelby One.
I'm Amanda Powell, and I'm a wedding photographer out of Sarasota, Florida. One thing that captured my attention when I first discovered Kelby One's website was the array of professionals that they use to teach the photography. Each individual class was extremely organized. It was from start to finish. I feel comfortable with the photographers that they support. For me, it's a relationship. You establish them and they last a lifetime.
Hey, we're back. Scott Kelby here with Tim Wallace. I did want to mention we're also giving away, I forgot to say, a $50 gift card to Lens Pro to Go. We're giving that away today. Some lucky person in the United States will win that. So for everyone that's not in the United States, like Ian from Liverpool, no chance of you winning this, Ian. It's not going to happen. Sorry. And Peter Treadway. No card for you. Peter Treadway says, looking forward to seeing Lisbon. Would you believe I've never been to Portugal before? Yeah, Peter, you've never been anywhere. I'm not the least bit surprised. Tom wants to know which Oben ball head I have here. Yeah, B&H actually has like a, you can buy the Platypod Max, I believe, with this. This is the Oben BB1T. The BB1T. It was in Star Wars. Anyway, there it is. Wow, nice. Look at Juan on that. Boom. So Meredith probably called for that. Meredith said, close up on the BB1T. And Juan leaps into action the way he does. All right, Deb Usilka. Hi, Deb. Deb. All right. Gil Williams is there drinking his PG tips. Is that good? Is that good tea? It's crap. It's crap tea. All right. Gil Williams drinking his almost Lipton tea. All right, so Carrie Walker says, hi, Scott, I'm a 4-year leader here, and I'm excited about this year's walk. Thank you for leading a walk for those 4 years, Carrie. It opens up a whole thing for people, and if you've never been on a photo walk, people go once, and they just want to go again and again. It's so much fun.
I know, it's a big thing now.
Yeah, and you know who's here? Alexandra's here. She's been on walks. She's not listening. She's talking to somebody, but anyway. Yeah, we're talking about you. Have you led a walk before? No, just you've been on walks. Are you leading one this year? She's thinking, I'll get you approved. I know a guy. I'll get you a guy. All right. Hey, all of your, like Alexandra's here in the studio, all the rest of the crew, Doc, online, Piotr, online. She's here right there, like talking to other people, not watching the show, just kind of hanging out. Anyway, all right. So we have a bunch of images we're going to go through here. We have images. Yes, we do. Oh, yes, we do. Let's go through the very first one. We're going to give honest critiques. So that's the thing. Since everybody gives all kinds of just, hey, you're awesome critiques, we're going to just simply, we're not going to be mean, but we're going to just give you the straight up where you are at. So we're going to take a look at this first one. Kind of a tip of the hat to Tim. These are shots from Cincinnati, Ohio. No, these are obviously from the UK, from London.
Yep.
Hey, I've been in this station, by the way.
That's cool, actually.
Right there. That's where?
That's cool.
That is cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I would say this, first off, I really like your stuff. This is, I love, you know what makes this shot for me? Is the person sitting there. Like, it gives you a sense of scale and a sense of place, and I really do like that. And I like the black and white. I think your black and white conversions are very nice.
Yeah, it's just good, isn't it?
Nice reflection, a little wavy. I like that. I like them all.
That's the best for me.
That is the best. Well, you know what it is? It's also an unusual location.
Yeah.
And I love the color.
Yeah, it's the whole color and the tones.
Yeah, you know why? Because it looks desaturated a little, doesn't it?
Ooh.
But done in a good way, because you can desaturate in a bad way.
You can desaturate in a bad way.
And you know, Tim talked about a good way to desaturate, and he's right on the money too. So Tim is always trying to claim he's not that good at at Photoshop. Though I have to go watch his classes to learn how to retouch cars. So I think he might be maybe just, you know. But anyway, we were talking about how his work has this kind of desaturated look, but what he does is a great way to do it. Much better, much better and different than just desaturating the color is to duplicate the background layer in Photoshop.
Yeah.
Make that background layer, that duplicate layer, black and white, and then lower the tint. And you get a different look than you would by just desaturating.
But it gives you much more control as well, because say you shoot something and you've got quite a deep blue sky and fluffy white clouds, for instance. So do your black and white conversion, but put the emphasis on like a red filter to really bring the black into the blue. So you can change the whole feel of everything.
Yeah, you can.
And you get rid of that awful Japanese tourist color.
So he does not like like the default color of any digital cameras.
Any camera on Earth. Yeah.
Any DSLR. He doesn't like it. He's a color snob like some people are tea snobs.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. Oh, look at that. Doc Chevalier is leading his 8th walk. Well done, Doc. Well, I expect that from Doc. Doc is he's that next level guy. All right. So what I would say to this photographer is, I really like what you're doing. And your color work here is great. These are both black and white, and I think you did nice black and white long exposures. Well, I can't tell. That's not a long exposure. That one is.
Yeah.
But I love the tones here and the post-processing. It's not too much. It's like, you're right at the edge, though. You're at the edge. Go any further, it would be too much. You're right at the edge. It's good. Great. I dig your stuff. All right, so there we go. We're off and running. That's our first one. Let me pick one for Tim here. So I saw one here earlier that I thought Tim might appreciate. All right, so let's take a look at these 3 images. Here we go.
Okay.
Here's number 1.
Yep.
Number 2.
Yep.
And number 3, Pontiac Firebird Classic. All right, and Tim, I'm going to leave this 100% to you.
Right. Okay. The overall shot of the car, I think it's a really valiant effort to lighten it inside what's a pretty difficult environment, to be honest with you. There's quite a bit of light, I think, being pushed into the car because there's a lot of reflections have been pushed back out. From the point of view of, there's a lot of tiny little reflections. I don't know why I'm pointing at your screen, like everyone knows what I'm doing.
Do you mean these?
Like everyone knows what I'm doing. Yeah.
Here,
it'd be nice
there.
to sort of clean those up and get rid of it.
Well, that would be easy enough in Photoshop.
Yeah, but and you've got this distraction
Over
things
here.
over here. It's great. Lighting cars is really, really difficult. And until you've actually tried to do it, you don't often appreciate. So
It's ridiculous.
to get to that level, if you're not really used to doing it, is a really good, valiant effort. The only thing I would say, if anything, is maybe don't overlight things.
Yeah.
There's a tendency to try and put loads and loads of light in. Try to work up a little bit so you're not putting so much in. And obviously try and be really careful about your background. But generally, to be quite honest with you, technically it's far from perfect, but it's a difficult thing to do and it's a valiant effort.
I like that. It's a valiant effort.
This is great.
I love this.
Yeah, this is great. It's a shame about the reflections here.
Right up here.
So we've got some here. It would be nice to try and maybe do some post-edit just to clean that line up.
Make it straight like that, right?
Yeah,
there.
make it straight there. That, if you're not really good in Photoshop like me,
You are good at Photoshop, mister.
you could maybe try and get rid of this. But the whole Pontiac and the grille, that is absolutely gorgeous.
Nice.
That's really, really nice. So yeah, that's really good. It's not as good as the one we've just seen, but I can see exactly where they're coming from. I can see the use of the softbox and the angle and everything like that. Maybe I would have gone in very close to the Buick and the grille and just done that.
Just getting tight on this area right here.
Yeah, the thing when you do detail on cars is less is more. Less is always more, but overall, but that middle shot, the second shot, is just,
Yeah.
that's it. That's superb.
That's it. Well done. All right. We're off to a good start today. All right. Let me put up another one here. While we're here, Tim, I'm going to give you full responsibility of comments. So while I'm getting the images up, you may read any comments, including the one from Chris Wiley right there. I will find another shot.
So Chris says, can't wait to check out the new classes from the car man himself, Tim Wallace. Who's Tim Wallace?
Tim Wallace, he's from the UK.
Oh, right, okay.
He's not from around here.
Great. You're not going to see any car classes.
Yeah, none of the car.
Yeah, none of the new classes. There's 3 new classes, and nothing is to do with cars.
Right, but you're still gonna. People were losing their minds in the thing today. Like, when does Tim's class come out?
I know, yeah.
You're gonna want them because they're all on the business of photography, and it's.
Yeah, there's 2. I mean, can we say?
You can say anything you like.
Right. Okay.
You're Tim Wallace.
The 2 things I'd like to say is, if you get a choice, drink Yorkshire tea. Don't drink PG. The second thing I'd like to say is that we.
Hey, this is a dramatic moment. Look at the other camera.
I know. Yeah.
This is dramatic.
What we've done is I've put together a business class. So it's a business class over 2 parts. So it's quite a major thing, and I would hope it's going to have a major impact and save people a lot of time and a lot of money from making a lot of common mistakes that people make. So there's that. So then we start filming that tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So I'm uber excited about that. That's going to be really great.
Well, I'm excited to see it strictly because I never got to see these classes, but the reason why we wanted to do them was the just outpouring of people that went to your class on this at Photoshop World. The first time you did it, everybody just lost their mind. People were sending me notes on Twitter going, you got to get more Tim. His business class is amazing. So as amazing as you are as a photographer, and you're incredibly successful in your work, the way that you're able to share your business stuff, I think, is awesome. And thank you for coming and doing those. And I know they're going to be awesome. I know how hard you worked on them as well. But you take this stuff really seriously, and we appreciate and admire that.
It's really important. It's great to be able to shoot and light and involve work and do really good stuff, and even for people like me to learn Photoshop a little bit more so I can sort of do things. But at the end of the day, if you're in business, you've got to make money.
Yeah, you have to stay in business.
You've got to make money, and you've got to evolve, and you've got to survive. So I'm really passionate about it. I'm probably more passionate about that than anything else.
All right, I want to read this one comment here. Unfortunately, the jib is in the way of the comment. Maybe you can scroll it up a little bit. Can you scroll up just a hair? It's going to take more than that. There we go. Thank you. So this is from Vic Kumar. He said, I just wanted to share that as a virtual Facebook friend and follower of Tim, not only are his photos of all moving things brilliant, he is full of ambition, passionate about his business and his motivation, and yearning to do better each day, which distills down to all of those who follow him. His techniques are simple and easy to follow. Great to see you live, Tim. And Scott, you're all right. Thank you, Vic. He goes, I love being a Kelby One member. Well, we love having you there. Thank you, Vic, for the really nice comments about Tim and the other comment about me. Okay. All righty. So let's take a look at our next. The UK showed up big time for this one. Here we go. That's 3 images here. We'll just take a quick look at all 3. You know what I like about this photographer? All three of their shots kind of tell a story.
They do, but
yeah. She looks scared though.
She does.
She looks like, well, but that's a story.
Can I make a comment?
Absolutely. You're here to make comments.
Is this the guy who had the first 3?
I don't know. It shouldn't be.
Because the tones and the symmetry on the last one looks similar style.
Could be. It shouldn't be. I don't think we've had that before.
That's totally different.
That's totally different. I'm going to say it's a different person.
Yeah, possibly.
You know what's in that barrel?
PG tips.
Yep, PG tips. You know what they're trying to do?
Get it out of town.
Getting out of town. They're trying to get that tea out because it's not the good tea. It's not the gold tea. Tomorrow, Tim is teaching a class here at Kelby One for our staff, right, on how to make proper way to make tea.
Yeah.
And you brought tea.
Yeah.
The good stuff.
Yeah, Yorkshire tea.
Yorkshire Gold.
Yorkshire Gold.
Yorkshire Gold. That's tomorrow.
I did.
All right. So, but I like this a lot. I like the way he captured the moment, and they're taking the tea out of town, and it goes into a dumpster, of course. Now, this one is my least favorite of the 3, only because it takes a minute to realize there's 2 people walking up there looking down where you're taking the shot. And it's a bit super grungy. It's my least favorite, but still good. You know, I feel bad because we haven't been really able to tell any of these people what to do with their photography other than keep doing what you're doing. No, you gave the guy with the car some good advice. You gave the car guy. But I
think my honest advice for this, maybe the first one and the last one,
it
would be don't make the mistake that I was making a little while ago.
Which was?
Over-processing.
Over-processing?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a little grungy. That one's more so.
Because everyone makes mistakes, and I'll be the first to put my hand up. Even I look back at stuff that I did 5 or 6 years ago and think,
Dude, I don't look at stuff I did 5 or I'll jump out the window. So that's anyway. But good stuff, really. Just maybe back off on the post a little bit, all right? So that's good. Let's see what's next. Let's go take a look at, how about this one? I thought this was kind of interesting because I really, really like this first shot.
I do.
I love the moodiness of it. I love the story. And then there's this.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that the photographer that took this. I don't mean this in a mean way. It's just you're capable of doing this. If you're capable of capturing that moment and that mood and that composition, don't go take a picture like this in the middle of the day of just, and on my vacation, I saw this big rock. This is actually, for a very simple picture, I think it's much stronger. It has somewhat of a story. This is awesome. This is pretty good. You're better than this.
Yeah.
You know what you are? You're this. This is you. More of this. Some more of this. Not this. Seriously, you can make this. And I don't mean to be mean at all, right? Because obviously you're a very good photographer. I mean, you understand your camera, your exposures are on and stuff. But, and so what it is, and I'll tell you what this is, because this is not a bad photo. But what it is you're seeing something there in that photo that nobody else will see. Like, you remember there was a beautiful day and you were there with your wife or you were there with your husband and you're having a great time and it's beautiful. And when you see this, you remember what a wonderful time you had and you remember all this emotional stuff. To me, it's some rocks. It's like, it doesn't tell like this, I can appreciate. I didn't have to be there to appreciate it. I was like, ooh, look at that. It's so moody and the lone fisherman. There's like a story here. This is a kind of a nice travel-y story. It makes me like, ooh, I wonder where that is. That looks like it'd be fun. This is a rock at the beach. More of this. Less of that. But still not bad. Not like, don't be bummed out or anything. Because it's actually pretty good. All righty. Hey. Driten is watching us from Albania.
Yeah. Albania.
All right, Albania. I used to see Albanian gunboats patrolling off the coast of Greece when I used to work in Greece.
Really?
They'd fire on us. Yeah. They didn't fire on us, but they could have at any time. At any time. All right, so let's take a look at some more. We got so many good ones today. Here's another car one. Since Tim's here, and I think that's why some people sent in some automotive shots. We'll let Tim take a look at another one here.
Okay. Have we got several, or is it just this one?
We got several.
Okay. Let's have a look.
We usually ask people to send in 3, So.
Oh, okay.
Mustang.
Yep. Right, let's start with this one. So this interior is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. It's good. The lighting's nice. The contrast is nice. There's enough detail in the center console that's all black, and it's got a reasonable contrast to it. I guess it's sort of helped by the seat color, the leather, which is really, really nice. So overall, for an interior, that's a really nice shot.
It is, isn't it?
It is quite a nice shot, This is good. I'm not sure if is that a composite, potentially?
I'm going to say it is because the lighting, it looks like you're seeing blue sky on that hood.
It may be a composite, it may not. I think it probably is. The color temperature seems a little bit different between the two. I guess my biggest criticism of that probably, I don't say I dislike the picture. It's a good picture, but I think it fills the frame far too much.
Right. It feels like it's stuck in a box.
Yeah, the perspective feels a little bit wrong for me. If it's a composite, go back to it, reduce it, try and give it some space, and try and make sure that you're looking at the perspective in the right way. I think it's a bit of a tendency sometimes when people shoot cars and everything, moving in far too close. Give it some space.
Yeah.
Give it some space to breathe. And that's even if you're just doing stuff for yourself. If you're doing car work and you're trying to do it commercially, you really, really need to give it some space, because I guess one of the things that a lot of people, when they start shooting commercially, what they don't realise is that these images are going to be used commercially. And lots of customers and clients want to put logos and text over the top of the image. If you don't give them the space, then they're pretty useless, really. So give stuff some space. Engine shot. It's a good shot. Obviously, it's a good engine. The only thing I would say is it's a little bit flat. The light's very sort of constant all the way across.
Even?
Yeah, it's a bit too even. It might be nice to sort of, if you had the opportunity to do that again, try and use a softbox and try and use it behind where you're shooting. So if we're aiming down on the engine there where you've got the GT and the head, put the softbox on the opposite side of the car.
Right.
So you get more of a contrast and shadow and highlights and everything. That might improve that quite a bit.
Hey, I wonder, let me see if I can go to, maybe I can go to Photoshop. Hang on one sec as we launch Photoshop here. But I was just wondering if this something might help, and I may be totally wrong here. But let's go ahead and take a look on screen. And I'm going to get the Camera Raw filter. You may have heard of it. It's Camera Raw. I'm going to go to the radial filter, which I dearly love. Lower the exposure and pick a spot. Let's lower it more. Something that might help, some kind of a focal point.
Yeah, it's a bit too constant all the way across.
Yeah, all the way across, yeah. All right, well, good. So your advice to this photographer would be overall, if you had to give an overall advice.
Take some time to not fill the frame if you're shooting a car. Give it some space. Don't be afraid to give it some space. And when you're shooting things like engines and stuff like that, I mean, he's done it on the interior. The interior is great.
Yeah, the interior
is a really good lighting position. I would almost sort of say replicate that on the engine.
There you go.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to read a comment from Mads Peter Iverson. And he makes a really great point on a couple of wins. He goes, those rocks are amazing, but boring as a shot. That fisherman is next to nearly perfect. I think you should elaborate why the fisherman picture is so amazing. A lot of people would learn from it. I agree, and we're going to do that. I have to go find it. We're going to go do that right after the break. So don't go away. We're going to take a look, and we're going to go to Mads' follow up on his question after the break. Don't go away. We're doing blind photo critiques with Tim Wallace. Yeah, Tim Wallace, yeah.
When you need a tripod that is compact, that is portable enough to take with you anywhere, one that is adaptable to any situation, that will prove versatile enough for any shoot, and is compatible with your other gear, giving you freedom to create your own perspective. Look no further. Platypod Ultra does it all. Platypod Ultra, now on Kickstarter.
Okay, have you seen the new version of Lightroom Mobile? It is off the chain. You know what's so great about it? It looks like Lightroom on the desktop. So there's been Lightroom Mobile for a long time, but now it looks like the desktop. It's got sliders and it's like you edit like you always edited. And it's awesome because whatever you do on your desktop goes right to your iPad and it goes right to your iPhone or your Android phone. And you can just edit anywhere and have this Lightroom experience anywhere you go. And I know what you're thinking, but I miss the adjustment brush. No, it's here now too. What about the radial tool? And yeah, now it's all in Lightroom Mobile, and it's awesome. And I want to teach you the whole thing. Come with me. You're going to learn the whole thing from the ground up. It's so easy because you already know how to use Lightroom. We're just going to take it and apply it to the awesome new interface. I'm going to teach you all the new tools. You're going to love it. It's going to change the way you work with Lightroom. You're going to extend Lightroom's power in a way you never thought you could. And it's only here at Kelby One.
Hi, folks. We are back. Welcome back, everybody. We're here with Tim Wallace. We're doing blind photo critiques. Hey, just mentioned, I've been mentioning for a couple of weeks here that I'm going to be speaking at the Canon Experience Center in Costa Mesa, LA on August 13th. I just found out yesterday when I tweeted about it, it's sold out. So don't go unless you're Mike Cabasi. Mike Cabasi's here. What's up, boys? Just logged in. Hi, Mike. So anyway, that is sold out, but you can still come to my seminar the next day in Los Angeles. Yeah, there's no sense in showing it now. It's sold out. But the next day, I will be at the Los Angeles Convention Center teaching my full Lightroom day. So I hope you'll come out and check me out there. Also, our friend Madani is an amazing photographer who lived many years in Venice. He's doing a Venice workshop. So go check it out. There it is. All right. And it's coming up in September. And he is just amazing. Black and white and long exposure. Man, I tell you what, he is the boss, and he knows his way in a scary, scary way around Venice and places that you'll never find on your own. Such a great guy, such great techniques. Everyone that has run across him falls in love with him. He's a really just a wonderful guy and a great photographer. You'll learn a lot. So go check out his website. It's mediany.com. All right. Couple other things. Hey, guess what? Dave Williams, who was here watching the show, by the way, we call him Hybrid Dave, did a great blog post. So he's blogging on my blog on Tuesdays.
I know, I saw that.
He's my new columnist.
I
Yeah.
know.
And he wrote a great post called Best Advice for New Photographers, and people love it. Go check it out if you get a chance. Go to my blog at scottkelby.com. And today, my guest blogger is Tracy Sweeney, the awesome family and children's photographer. We just went and did a newborn class with her up in Rhode Island. Jen says yes, Rhode Island. So she's wonderful, and her blog post today is great. She's talking about lenses, and she's saying, I use this lens for this reason, this lens for that. It's awesome. So go check out. Both of those are at scottkelby.com. All right, back to our images. So right before we took a break, a person said, go back and look at this guys and talk about why this photo you see on screen right here, if we can see that, why the fisherman shot is so awesome. I kind of mentioned these earlier, but it bears repeating. So part of it is, it's the moodiness of it. It's got fog, it's moody, it's simple, it's quiet. And then I mentioned the composition. The fact that he's all the way over there, it immediately, when you look at the image, your eye is drawn directly to him.
Yep.
It's like you're actually like seeing a quiet moment. Like you captured a moment, a real moment of someone out there fishing. Looks like maybe at dawn, just after dawn. It's just, when you see it, you go, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I wish I was there. That had to be such a serene moment. And Tim, your comments?
Oh, I totally agree. And it's just the simplicity of it. It's got space. There is a sort of symmetry to the top and the bottom, and that would easily fit within what we used to call many years ago, the wedding picture rule, which is going to sound like a strange comment, but wedding photographers, what they often used to do when they were first trying to practice is if they wanted to know if a picture really worked or if there was clutter in there that shouldn't be there, you should simply get the image, print it, turn it upside down.
Yep,
and look at it, because human nature, your eye, within a millisecond, skirts the border and then goes into the frame. And if you look at that, it brings you back into the frame constantly into him. So from that point of view, it really works. But it's just simple. It's not over-processed. It's simple. It's balanced. It's got space. It works.
Yeah, and the color tones all work so beautifully together. Alan Hess says, this shot has a great mood and tone. It tells a story. When, on the other side, this doesn't really tell a story. It's just some nice rocks on the beach, and it's like the gentleman said earlier. It's just kind of boring. So hey, here's a good person in the Jordan Kelby. I love his name. I just love him. He says, "Hey, what'd it do?" Hey, so I mentioned Jordan on my webcast earlier. So Jordan wrote a novel. He wrote a whole novel. It's called The Expanse. And it's the first novel I've read in like 20-something years, and it is awesome. I cannot wait till it's published. He's got review copies out now, and it is like, I can't believe, like, I mean, I've known him, and he's a wonderful, wonderful son, and just a great person, but he's got an imagination and depths of one I never knew. So he's my hero. He's awesome. So anyway, good to see you there, buddy. Every once in a while, my son just drops in. I'm like, whoa, what was that? All right. So anyway, that's the difference between these two. Is this one tells a story. It has wonderful composition. It's got beautiful light. It's got beautiful tone. It's a moment in time. And this is the picture at the beach. It's some rocks, and they're nice rocks, and it's like,
it's just somebody burying PGT.
Yeah, somebody buried over there. It's nothing like this. This is a beautiful shot. I mean, you could see this hanging on the wall in a calendar. You could see it in so many places. So anyway,
he should sell this now.
You should sell this.
He's got quite a bit of airtime on this now.
Yeah, you got a lot of airtime on this. I would buy it. It's very nice. So anyway, thank you for bringing that up, and I hope that reiterates what we were saying. Tricky Trick says, shot my first wedding using the Westcott Rapid Box 26-inch Octa. Thanks for the tip. That thing rocks. I love it. Stephanie's in the chat and says hi. Stephanie A. Richer. She is in Bombay, in the back of a handsome cab. I don't know. And is Tom asking the same? Is that the same Tom from earlier that asked about which Oban?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, we're going to have to. All right. All righty. Kathy Porepsky says, ducky weather today and happy we had good. Oh, did Kathy work with you yesterday in your class?
Yeah, she was helping out part of the team, so it was good. It was a pretty hot day yesterday.
In Florida in summer? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve was having problems.
Hey, Kathy Bateson says, I'm a newborn photographer, so I look forward to seeing her class. So, Kathy, one of our guys on our team, Steve, he's the leader of the video team, took a picture from the class, but he took it with his iPhone.
Right.
She had such an amazing scene set up that even the iPhone photo looks good. She is so good. Yeah. She is just, Tracy's crazy. You're going to love that class. Okay, give me a second here to find another one, and Tim will look at other comments and read them aloud because that's what Tim do.
Right, Craig McCormick, I think that is. So Craig is looking forward to me dropping some knowledge bombs. Knowledge bombs.
Knowledge bombs.
You can say the word bomb?
Yeah, bombs. Okay.
Okay.
Everyone's a little sketchy here in America. You say that word, people run.
Craig would like me to talk about the evolution away from cars into general high-value vehicles like aircraft and boats. Yeah, and that's one of the things that we'll be talking about in the two-part business class, the evolution that I've had in the last sort of 18 months, 2 years. We were talking about it on the webcast, so yeah, definitely, Craig, that will be in there. That's good.
You know what I love about Tim? He always brings it back to that class.
Yep.
You can come on here anytime.
Yep.
You are the boss. All right.
Nicholas Bath. Hey, Tim. Hey, Nicholas. Finished watching all the automotive photography courses on Kelby One. Good man. Amazing stuff. That might have been Moose's class or something. Did you do a class?
On what?
Apparently, he's seen these automotive courses on Kelby One.
Yeah, that's not me. You're the only automotive guy we've got.
Apparently, he's learned so much and can't wait to put these into use. So, big thanks. So, great. Nicholas, just go and shoot. It's like riding a bike. Get on the bike. Get on the bike. And just follow the classes. Go through. Go back to them. Shoot. Progress. That's good.
Hey, I found that M6 I shot.
You did?
Yeah. Now, this is years ago.
Yeah.
Let me go look. Yeah, it's got a lot of issues. Let me go look. This was years ago. This was in, I'm looking for the...
I think this was about 5 years ago.
2012, dude. 5 years ago. Yes. You're good. All right, so if we can pull it up on, there it is. So this was 5 years ago. We found this old gas station. And did you find this gas station, Jen? No? All right. So it's this old gas station. And now that I look at it, I can see some more retouching that needs to be done. But this is lit with 3 different lights. I had lights all over the place. And I'm sitting there literally with your class in my hand trying to figure out how to light this car.
Yep.
And then I sent it to you afterwards, and you're like, you got some retouching work to do. And now that I look at it now, like I look at the bonnet, it looks like it needs some work on the bonnet, doesn't it? Doesn't it, Tim?
Yep.
And I wasn't using a polarizer back then either.
Nope.
And that would have helped with the reflections.
It would have helped with the reflections.
Yeah.
But yeah, but you've shot a lot of stuff since then.
Yeah, I have, but that was kind of like, that was very early on. That was like, I think that was like my third car shoot.
So interesting question, because I never asked you this when you
Yeah?
sent me this, because you sent me this late one night.
Yeah.
Did you have your camera on a tripod?
Yes,
You did.
I did.
Because that's one thing that'd be a top tip, and we are talking about it in the class that we shot yesterday. When you shoot an object that's reflective, always, because that thing's not going to move, obviously,
Right.
unless you leave the handbrake off. always, when you're learning this, put your camera on a tripod, because then you've got two things that are locked in position, and the only thing that's variable is the lights. So if you put
Right.
a light in a bad position, like here,
Stop it. Tim.
so we've got the light where the door handle is, with the car and the camera in one position, it would be very simple just to move that softbox a little bit closer to the car, and it would have disappeared into the top rim there.
Yes, it would have, Tim. I know that now, but I didn't. It was my first car.
No, I know totally. But
Tim.
but it's amazing how many people try to light a car and they put 2 or 3 lights up, and then they've got the camera in their hand and they move, and you'll never be able to get it. So my absolute top tip for lighting anything that's reflective or difficult, always make sure you put your camera on a tripod.
I was on a tripod.
And then all you've got to do is move your lights.
All right, I'm going to show you. I'll show you the first car shot I ever took. Tim, and this is after watching Tim's class. So I always wanted to know how he did this, and I watched this class, and I'm like, seriously, I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you crapping me? I saw how he did it. I'm like, it can't be that easy. And I went in the very first. I'll show you the first car I did. Hold on, it's not that one. This is it. This is the first shot I did
remember this, yeah.
using Tim's technique right there. Yeah. And I was like, holy cow, I cannot believe this works. And it worked like a charm. And I was just like, you're the boss.
Yeah, but it's simple, isn't it?
Well, it's not, I wouldn't, it took a little while to get it where I wanted it to, because while the f-stop's easy and the amount of power for the light's easy, it's still moving it around and figuring out where they're, because that car is only lit with that softbox. There's nothing else. It is, just one softbox flipped over to the other side. And so it was tricky. But I mean, it wasn't tricky. I shouldn't say that. It just took a while. This is my first time.
You just got to get used to doing it. And I guess as long as somebody gives you the direction to head in,
right,
then you just got to get on the path and walk it. And then the further you get down, the more you get used to it.
Yeah, and by the time I got to my fourth or fifth one, I was like coming in, all right, Brad, put it here, we do this,
Yeah.
But again, it was like the very first time I was like, but what I guess what inspired me was, it's like a diet. If you go on a diet and you lose weight, you're inspired to stay on it.
Yep.
You go, and I took my first shot and it looked okay. It didn't look horrible. Hey, I can see, like, if I work this for a few minutes, I'll get it. I was so excited. I was like, I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's just giving somebody the key.
I'll go to and then here's another one. All these are Tim. Everything I learned about car photography is from Tim's classes on Kelby 1, which is, I think, a really pretty good thing.
See, this is really nice.
Well, thank you. I learned it from Tim Wallace. Yeah, dude, I'm following your stuff. I do it just like you said to do it.
But I'm guessing you're just on the single light still.
That was a single light.
Yeah, simple.
Yeah.
Simple. But if you know what to do with it, it makes all the difference in the world.
But it does take me a few minutes to get it. Like we move it a little inch that way. Because you know what's weird, Tim? I found when you're moving a light closer to a car, it works almost the opposite way you think it would.
Yep.
So it takes a little bit of getting used to. But the good thing about it is the modeling light lets you see what the light's going to do.
It does.
All right, so we'll bounce out of there, and I'll go over here back to our story already in rolling here. So let's take a look. I think that's a beautiful shot. I love the Duotone. I think these are very nice. Where's our bad photographers today? Now, she probably will fall over at that angle. Probably just slide right out of the thing. So the tilty thing, while it was like really popular for a while, has gone, unless it's food photography, has kind of gone out. But I still like it. But there are people that would see this and really give you a hard time about the tiltiness. But I still think it's a beautiful shot. I love how it's lit, and I love the tones, the overall tones of it.
Yep.
It's nice and warm. And this is very nice. Nice silhouette. And this is just a very cute moment. And so many times these things look really posed and fake and bad. And you probably did pose this, but it looks cute. The only thing I would say here is there's a whole hell of a lot of tree in this shot. That's a lot of tree. So if you could back off on that tree a bit, because really, what is this about? Right here. It's about what's going on right here. Him kissing her on the cheek, her expression. But there's more of the tree than there is of them.
Probably be nice if you just shifted it across to the left.
Yeah, just more that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Like crop this down and
So it's not
add
central.
in some stuff over here.
Do we ever talk about rule of thirds? Or?
Yeah, we talk about rule of thirds. But yeah, this could use a rule of thirds for sure.
Yeah.
Now, at least they're not in the center of the frame; they're in the top third. But
Yep.
but you're still in that center square. If you could shift the whole thing over, like Tim was saying, and maybe show this much of the tree, we still get it's a tree, and then add another like almost a.
But now
quarter over there.
now that shot, maybe it'd be interesting to burn the tree a little bit, darken it off a little bit.
Let's see if we can do that. I think we can. I know a program.
If we darken that off a little bit, we maybe do a little bit on the other side.
So let's get the adjustment brush. Let's lower the exposure over here. That's too much, but that's how that brush works.
Yeah.
You dial it in and
Just to take the emphasis away.
yeah, just take it down a little bit because it's pretty bright without it.
Yeah.
Just to kind of take some of that off it. Or you could do my radial trick that we saw earlier, which would really put it right there on them. And it's a little bit more about them then. Anyway.
Just to take the emphasis away.
Yeah, to take the heat off that
Yeah.
tree. All right, but still, nice stuff. Well done. Cheers to you. And let me look at another one. Looks like Bike Week at Daytona, maybe? Or is this, what's the place where all the bikes go? There's a town in, like, Missouri. Anybody? Juan, come on, you would know. Leighton would know. Leighton would know. But there's a town that, like, everybody goes and does bikes.
That's quite nice.
Yeah, that's
I
my
like it
favorite.
'cause of this.
No, this is like someplace in like Kansas or something that gets overrun with. But I mean, they have Bike Week in Daytona, and this certainly could be.
I like that.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to say it's Daytona because look at over here. It has the cars on the beach, which Daytona is famous for.
Yeah,
I'm going to say
probably.
this is Bike Week in Daytona.
Yeah.
So here's what I would say here is these are quite a bit over processed, right? They're like all HDR'd or tonality or something on, not tonality, tonal contrast. They're not bad shots, especially this one. I really like, you know what I like about this one? The low perspective.
Yeah.
The getting low and the way it's cropped. Sturgis, South, that's it. Sturgis, that's it. Sturgis. Okay. But this is Daytona. So what Tim really likes is this area right, like crop it down to the engine and the foot.
I do.
He really likes it right down in here.
Yep.
But here's what it is. It's your processing isn't bad. It's just too much. You have the amp on 10. Turn the amp down to 7 or 6. You might have a really, it's just that. And I know that you love like the tonality does great stuff. The tonal contrast stuff does great to chrome. But other than that, I think it's just too much. But it's the right technique with too much. So back it off. Especially this one, I think, is the most where it's kind of surreal looking. So anyway, hey, wait a minute. There's the Rotary Club of Wasaga Beach, or Wasaga Beach, probably. Where is Wasaga Beach? Because the Rotary Club is there. We'll figure out where it's at. Those aren't Florida tags. I don't know, because bikers, they come from everywhere for these events. Anyway.
I'm guessing that's been done because it was a really bright, harsh day looking at the shadows, because shadows are really sharp.
Yeah.
So
no, it's definitely high noon.
Yeah, so I'm guessing, yeah. They probably tried to recover it.
Yeah. But I think there's like, you know what else too? There's no blacks in this photo. It's all dark grays. It never gets to full black, right? In this photo, look at it.
Yeah.
Nothing that actually gets black. It's just a lot of grays. And so the photography, you got the photography part. Yeah, Jared says it looks like a cartoon. That's not what you really want they'll beat you up. They will jump off their bikes and beat you up. If you show a picture of them that says, this looks like a cartoon, instant death. All right. Chris Nicholson says, hey, Tim, I know you enjoy your cars and you just touched on planes and boats. Would you like to photograph an RAF Eurofighter Typhoon or a USAF Lockheed Raptor F-22? Does it sound like Chris might have an in?
Chris, if you've got an in, and I think we've met or we know each other because the name's familiar, then yeah, send me an email. We'll have a look at it, maybe do it together.
Gina wants to know if you have a favorite lens you'd like to use mostly.
Yeah, I do actually. I have it here.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Wow, travels with lens.
Yep, it's that one there.
The iPhone lens.
I shoot quite a bit on my iPhone.
Do you?
Yep. I don't do anything with them, but when I'm traveling around and I see something and the light is hitting it just right, I'll often just use my iPhone and shoot it just to see what it looks like shot. And it gets filed away then in the Rolodex of my mind, which is a dark place.
With lots of clouds.
To try and figure out why did that look that good then. So yeah.
All right, Tim, we're going to do a lightning round. We're going to look at a few last photographers. We're going to give them a quick look. Here we go.
Okay.
We've got 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Thoughts?
It's nice. It's a little bit cluttered for me personally. The colours are good. Over-processed, a little bit too bright.
A little too foggy.
Yeah. It's good. I just don't understand what it means.
It means T-bone steaks are sold there. That's the T.
I'm not
the
trying to
T's
be...
for Tim.
Right, okay. So I'm not trying to be harsh.
Yeah, no, I got you.
But, yeah. I don't think there's technically anything wrong with it. Maybe the middle one is just pretty soft focus thing.
Yeah, it looks like it's maybe a little too soft.
So it's a bit 80s.
Yeah. But, you know, for the kind of stuff you're shooting, this isn't bad. But, you know, you got the camera stuff down, which is a thing that people struggle with a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
I would look at just a little more. Well, like, for example, with the rocks here, it's just a little too much. There's too many leaves there. You've seen the picture. We've all seen this picture.
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's the beautiful rocks and just a couple of perfectly placed leaves. This is like 1,400 leaves. So it's the clutterness. Remember what we liked so much about the Fisherman?
Yeah.
It was so clean and simple.
So if you look at the first rock and the leaf down here on the first rock.
Yeah.
If you'd have just got right down there and put that 2.8, just made sure that that's the only thing in focus and all the other leaves are out of focus, drifting off.
Yeah,
it would have been a totally different shot.
Yeah, it would have gotten rid of some of that.
Yeah.
Also, a lower angle would have been nice.
Yeah.
This one, it's just a fine, it's a nice cabin in the woods. It's composed fairly decently. It's just a little too much on the post-processing. And this is a nice enough shot. It's just, at the end of the day, it is just some barbed wire and some posts. You know what I mean? It's not like, ooh, barbed wire in posts, And I think that's a big thing we're looking for just in general. When people look at your photos, you want them to kind of go, wow, that's cool, or that's neat. This is like, oh, that's some fence posts on a blue day. But we've all seen fence posts. It's not like unique or unusual. It's like, yeah, it's nice. But it's like, I think you're probably trying for something more interesting. And so what I would say with all of this is simplify it and make it a little more interesting. The simplicity is not bad here.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a boring subject. This is a fairly interesting subject, but it's overprocessed. This one is just too busy. But you can fix this stuff fairly easily. This isn't stuff like you got a problem with your photography.
No, I don't think it's
not at all.
I think it's a technical issue. I think it's just a creative issue.
Yeah, it's a creative issue.
Maybe slow down. Maybe slow down and actually just look at what you're about to shoot and have a think about it for 5 minutes before you just grab a camera.
Yeah, there you go. Good advice. All right, let me look at another one here. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Guy with a drink. Looks like maybe a railway station, subway station.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Wow, these are all over the place. So if I were to hire you, are you a portrait photographer? Are you a modern? I like this. I think it's the best one.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
It's really nice symmetry, great color, interesting subject. It's got leading lines. This is pretty much.
Do you think these have been changed?
The first two have been changed to red?
Yeah. Do you think so?
I don't know. Well, that's reddish.
Yeah. It's a nice shot though.
I like it.
Yeah.
This is technically well done. But it's so busy. I think there's a stronger shot in here. Like this stuff coming in from the sides is not helping the photo. And the fact that the thing we're supposed to look at is dead center is not helping it. I think there's a better shot inside of what you've got. A little cropping would be good. Yeah, maybe even just a nice, like Tim was just suggesting, a nice panel look to it. And we got to roll. We're about out of time. This one looks,
like that.
I do, but it looks a bit overlit.
Yeah.
Like his shirt is really white. And then you have this right where I want to look at his eye, it's a real dark patch there, but it's not enough of a shadow to be like a dramatic shadow.
Maybe if you just pull that back a bit and maybe even do that as like a monochromatic black and white.
Black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that as a black and
Because
white.
there's quite nice textures in there.
There are. I love the wall.
Yeah.
And then his jacket. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going on here too.
Yep.
I would brighten up that eye a little bit because it's so bright all over here. And then the only thing that is dark is his eye socket.
Yep.
So that's kind of a minor thing. We're gonna do one more. We're gonna blow out of here.
I'll just quickly say Brian from Iowa's written in. Apparently those were his shots of the Pontiac. And he's saying, thank you for the honest feedback. And I apparently continue to be an inspiration on the use of lighting and look forward to more courses. Thank you, Brian. And I'm glad I didn't upset you.
Hey, so here's one. I love this shot. This is probably my favorite shot of the day.
Yep.
I think this is so well pulled off.
Yeah, it's good light as well, isn't it?
Great light. She's lit well. I love the backlighting. I love the sky. You might want to darken the back a little bit just to tweak it a little. There's some filters in like luminosity from MacFun that would do really lovely here. They've got a golden light thing. That would be, but I really, really think this is probably my favorite shot of the day.
So different, that.
Yeah. What happened? I mean,
it's just like a different style altogether.
It's a completely different style.
Because the first one is so technically
that is like
up and advanced for that. Either colors, the color balance.
Looks like two completely different photographers.
It does.
Let's look at the third shot and see if there's a tiebreaker.
So it's lit.
It's overlit.
Yeah, the
first one is so good, and
the first is really, really nice. The tones, the color.
Yeah, do more of this.
Yeah,
do more of this.
Yeah.
Kathy Porepsky says, "Love this." And the other two look like a completely different photographer took them. Now, I think this shot has a lot of potential, but I think she is overlit. Just also, you're not lighting fashion; she's lit from head to toe. If this is a portrait of a dancer, you would want it lit here and then slowly get darker and go darker down to the ground.
I would have rather have seen that where the background is straight down the street.
Going that way?
Rather than the shutter and the wall. So it separates away from her and just reduce the depth of field right down to like 2.8.
Yeah, 2.8, because really a nice soft background back there and a little bit less light.
If I was shooting on a street or shooting anything like that, I'd spend pretty much the majority of the time shooting wide open.
Oh, yeah.
I shoot wide open a lot.
When I'm outside, I shoot wide open the entire time.
Yeah.
I'm at whatever the lowest. So I think there's a better shot in here.
And if you can't really lose the background because it's really overpowering, then just increase your focal length.
All right, this is just me taking down the exposure a little bit. So even just lowering the exposure a little bit helps. That's like down what? A half a stop. Even a half a stop makes her not look so overlit. But then I would...
It may not be the case, though. It may not be the case. And in fairness, and I was talking about this in a class yesterday, it's amazing how many people out there don't calibrate monitors.
Yeah.
So, you know,
could be a little warmer,
if you
too.
do any post-processing on any image whatsoever and you don't calibrate your monitor, you don't really see what you're really getting.
Yeah, but you know what? So we're all going to see it on whatever monitor we have, regardless of how calibrated or perfect their monitor is.
Yeah, I know, but if we're calibrated properly and they're not, that could look like them. That could look correct for them.
Yeah,
And
you know
then
what? You know what though, Tim? You got to do. You got to go. We'll go there after. We'll go to Best Buy. So Best Buy is where you buy TVs in America.
Right.
You'll sit in the back of the room and you'll see like rows and rows and rows of monitors,
Yeah.
and they go blue, reddish, greenish, dark, bright. I mean, they're every single monitor. You go to the computer department, they all look different, except Apple's. Apple's look really consistent.
Yeah.
You go to the computer monitor, you look at Dell monitors and all other monitors, every single one has a different color cast,
Yep.
a different brightness. The same picture looks different on every single monitor. That's the thing about the web. You can get it like I do calibrate for print.
Yeah.
Because I want my prints to look like my screen.
Yeah.
But outside of that, you're at the mercy of people looking on their phones, looking on Android phones, looking on a Kindle.
Yeah, but if you have a solid base in the first place, I'd calibrate if I did anything on this, and even if I just moved it from this light to another, I'd recalibrate. That's
You know
just
why?
That's just a commercial thing, though.
That's because you're amazing, Tim. There's a better shot in there, I think, somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere. All right. Well, we're done. We're well way over time, which is bad. So we are going to. Kathy Perevsky says 2.8 is your friend. Yes, it is, and it's the only friend we have. Mary wants to know what type of monitor do you use, Tim?
I use NEC SpectraViews.
You use an NEC SpectraView?
I have 3.
You have 3 of them? Rich guy. Another rich guy
Well,
from the
they're
UK.
not rich, it's just they're consistent.
Did Richard Branson give them to you as a gift?
He did, yeah.
When he was over having good tea, the gold stuff one
Yeah.
day?
They're just consistent.
You're driving your fancy Audi around.
I've had
Damn.
them 6 years.
Mary Cardington says, I would like more blue added to the first shot. What was the first shot?
Oh, the one that we liked on the hill.
Blue. We can add blue. Well, we can add overall blue. Like we can just add a little bit of blue here. But I would go and add some blue maybe just to the luminance here, like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't change the color balance.
No, I like the shot. It's just I would go to add that golden light thing because I wouldn't add blue to a setting sun.
No.
That's what Tim says. Tim just said no. All right. Well, we're way out of time. I do want to tell you where to go to win stuff. Go to win any of our Lens Pro to Go or Moose's book or any of that stuff. Go to kelby1.com/contest. Tell us which prize you want to win. Just say, I want to win the Lens Pro to Go card. I want to win Moose's book. I want to win a Platypod Ultra. I want to win a Platypod Max. Any of those, win, double win. All right. What else do I want to mention? Hey, I added 3 new cities to my seminar tour. I'm now, this month in August, I'm in Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Seattle. In September, I will be in Houston, Austin, and Denver. Go to kelby1live.com to grab a ticket. And that's about all I got. Tim, where can they go learn more about you?
I don't have any books or
Do you
anything like that.
What about
to sell.
Instagram?
I have Instagram.
What's your name on Instagram?
I believe it's Tim Wallace.
Come on.
I don't know.
That's a very common name.
I don't look at my own Instagram very much for that.
But you
So-
put stuff on Instagram.
I do put stuff on Instagram, and let's have a look. Tim Wallace 47.
I was going to
catchy.
say, Tim Wallace,
That's catchy.
47.
Tim Wallace,
Chris
47.
Nicholson says, #British Takeover. Yes, it is. Clinton Farrar says, good show as usual. Thank you, Clinton. And Aaron says, Aran, or could it be Aran, says, thank you for the great feedback. Really helps me out. And the Fisherman is on Adobe stock, thanks to Terry White. So Terry White did a
Told you he
class.
was selling it.
Yeah, you should sell it. There you go. All right, thanks, everybody. Thank you, Meredith, over there in the booth. Thanks to our very quiet studio audience. That's the quietest. Oh, it's too late now. Don't even try to applaud. Thanks, Jen, for moderating. Juan, camera work today was stunning. It was splendid. There were moments I almost cried. I almost burst in spontaneous tears. Do you like the way there's a sliver of light right on Juan's eyes? I wonder if Juan is standing, it's all dark in the studio, and there's just a sliver of light right across. It's like he put a light up there and said, for dramatic look. I know Tim likes dramatic lighting. I'm going to light my eyes. That is amazing, Juan. You can't see it from where you're at, but it's very flattering.
He's full of emotion, isn't he?
He's full of emotion. He's packed with emotion. Anyway, thanks to our sponsors. And, one last thing. Moose Peterson has a workshop coming up in the UK. It's British Takeover Day.
He does?
He's doing he's doing a whole thing on like warbirds and stuff in the UK.
Yeah.
They're going to be bringing out some amazing planes and stuff. So go to moosepeterson.com to get more information on that. We'll catch you guys next time. Cheers, everybody, and thanks to Tim.
Thank you.
He's from somewhere else. He's from Scotland.